It's a Valentine's Day stroll here at Disney Springs. Hey everyone, it's Herb from Roll the Walt, and welcome to another live broadcast from the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. I am hoping that my audio is coming through. In the past, if I connect my microphone in direct, it doesn't come through very well, but we'll see if it does today. If you join and you can hear me, please let me know. And if you join and you can't hear me, please let me know. So the Characters in Flight has been up in the air for quite a long time. Maybe they're just doing some tests, but it's nice to see the balloon on a beautiful, clear Saturday morning. Mark, hello to you in Wesley Chapel. Hope you are having a good day. Mark says the audio is good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm very happy about that. Deborah says loud and clear. Rudy says it's good. Thank you so much. In the past, if I plug in, it didn't work, but whatever was the issue there, it seems like it's working, which is good, because it's always very hard to hold the camera still and plug in at the same time. Julia, hello to you in Colorado. Happy Saturday and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. It's a very pretty day here at Disney Springs. Right now it is 69, up the way to 79. Give us a chance to defrost a little bit here in Central Florida. Kate, good morning to you. Anne Marie in Queens, New York, hello. So today we're going to do the Grand Circle tour of Disney Springs, although it's not really organized in a circle. But we're going to head over to the end of Disney Springs with Cirque du Soleil. We'll make our way all the way around to the opposite end and perhaps end up back here. Today I parked in the orange garage. When I came, not too full, which is good. Marcia, happy Valentine's Day to you. Karen, hello. Michael, going to hit the 60s in Indy. Wow. It's quite the warm-up. Yes, we are hearing the theme from Ghostbusters, I guess because we're in front of the Planet Hollywood. They did have a Beauty and the Beast song just before that, so I imagine that they've fulfilled their contractual obligation to include Disney intellectual property. So AMC Dine-In Theater here, Avatar, Fire and Ash still showing. You can also see the signs for the upcoming Disney Pixar film called Hoppers. Looks like it's going to be fun. Looking forward to seeing that one. Joanne, hello to you. Couldn't find me again on Facebook. Joanne, sorry about that. Glad you found me on YouTube. The Facebook algorithm works in mysterious ways. I guess one way you can always find me is going to facebook.com/worldofwalt, and I believe the live broadcast will be there. Or worst case, facebook.com/worldofwalt/videos, but who knows. I own a happy Valentine's Day to you from rainy Oklahoma. Michael says 100 days until a Disneyland and Aulani adventure. Good for you. You're going to be putting some miles on, but I hope you have a wonderful visit. Haven't been to Disneyland for a while, but great place to go. I've never been to Aulani, so I've heard wonderful things about it. It's quite a long flight from Florida, maybe sometime. Gina, happy Valentine's Day to you. Mary, good morning from freezing Ireland. Hope that your Saturday is going well and you're staying warm. Thanks for spending some of your time with those of us across the pond. Robert says February is a good month. Sean asked if I can pick up 100 plus cookies from Gideon's. I would personally love to do that because I would eat them all myself, although that would be kind of a problem on its own. But Gideon's does, at least they used to, limit the number of cookies you can get. I think it's like a half dozen. It's always curious for me to walk past Gideon's and see what the line looks like. We'll do that today. If past history is any indication, there's going to be a wait. Iona says Disney Magic hit her mailbox this week, spreading the word about monthly magic. Thank you for that, Iona, excuse me. You win the award of my undying appreciation for prompting, indirectly even, a shameless plug for the Pin of the Month Club. So here we go. If you or anyone you know would like to get a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every single month, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. So over here on our right, we have the food trucks, including the Four Rivers Cantina. Four Rivers, probably my favorite barbecue place. Kind of a locally run operation. Excellent stuff. Bill, good morning to you. I was at Walt Disney World last week. Sorry I missed you as well. Maybe next time. I always appreciate when people say hello and take a few minutes out of their vacation to stop and say hi. Buffy's a fan of Deluxe Burger. Me too. They make good stuff. Over here on the right is Summer House. Really a place that I enjoy a lot here at Disney Springs. Although, if we start down the rabbit hole of places I enjoy at Disney Springs, it's just going to keep going and going and going. But Summer House, excellent. Wolfgang Puck, also fun. Gideon's, can't beat it. Susan said, how about the big donuts? Up here on our left is Everglazed, a very popular donut spot. Straight ahead, Splitsville. I think every time I walk by, I talk about how, at least a long time ago, they had really good sushi. Deborah, happy Valentine's Day to you. Ted, hello. Karen, voting for Raglan Road, also good stuff. Yeah, we're going to take the little detour here. We're going to go back here past the Everglazed Donuts. Everglazed, excuse me. Always fun to see the marketing material out here. Tom Lizard, Diane the Shark, I guess. The Fish Queen, Amphibian. Disney Hoppers, only in theaters, March 6th. Matt, hello to you from Lake of the Ozark. Jeff asked about a balloon ride sometime. You know, that's a possibility. I have never actually done the characters in flight. It's one of those things that I should check out sometime in the name of research. Bruce says, loves to take the transportation boat to Port Orleans for beignets. Good stuff. It's like the hardworking people here at Everglazed are doing their thing. Carol Ann, good morning to you. Janet, hope you're doing well in Ohio. Looks like I got plenty of people who are checking out the donuts. We have a little spot here to sit. And today, where the sun is, it's a little bit shaded. It looks nice. Janet says she's done the balloon ride. It is fantastic. Glad you had a chance to do that. Tara, good morning to you in Eastern Pennsylvania. Nice to see you. Mitchell says, never been in Everglazed, but looks good. It does look good. There are lots of people eating lots of donuts, looking very happy. Hey, Jeff from East Tennessee. Nice to see you. Linda, hello to you. Cold and snowy somewhere. Sorry that went by too fast. John said, checked out Splitsville on his last visit. Glad you had a good experience. Keith said, Baltimore had a balloon ride, but it ended up the balloon got stuck and crashed in high winds. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I do know that Characters in Flight here at Disney Springs does close down when the winds get too high. Ryan says, don't need to ask where in the world we are. I can tell you anyway. We're at Disney Springs. They're trying Paradiso 37 for the first time. That's one of the places I have not been here. My list of things to do keeps growing. Mitchell says, used to be flight crew for a balloon many years ago. Tons of fun. That sounds like a fun job. Okay, the M&M store here on the left. And we can see the Cirque du Soleil building straight ahead, showing Drawn to Life. Had a chance to see that show a couple times. Highly recommend it. Just amazing athleticism and artistry. If you enjoy live performances, you will enjoy it. And it's nice that it's got a bit of a Disney angle to it. Okay, over here on the left, level 99, getting ready to fire up one of these days. You can see that on the exterior there's some construction going on, probably for some sort of signage. Like level 99 folks were hiring their opening crew some time ago, so it seems like we should be getting pretty close. But that's a big job to turn this former NBA experience into a brand new escape room type of place at the City Works Eatery and Poorhouse. Poorhouse, it's sounding like a poorhouse like you ain't got no money, but poor is in P-O-U-R, so that's good. I'm sure that this area gets hopping a little bit more in the evening once the Cirque du Soleil performances fire up, especially before and after. House of Blues over here to our right. I've eaten there several times, it's fun. Tanya, good morning to you. Paula, a happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Michael says, can't wait to see the Boathouse and Wine Bar, George. Both great places, been to both of them. Enjoy them both very, very much. Gina says, looks like a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day, I would say. All right, we made it to one end of Disney Springs. We'll loop around and continue our way. Good to see the repeat of level 99 and M&M's and AMC. But we'll see some new things as we head over towards the World of Disney store. Gary was asking, what are those pillars? So these green elevated areas were actually part of the original design, and some of the early concept work actually showed people being able to go up to the top level. I'm not sure if there were budget design, safety changes, but now they're just sort of shade structures. Gerald says, 6 days to go. Can't wait for the Festival of the Arts. Glad you're getting a chance to check it out. One of the more short-lived festivals at Epcot, but a good one. Sue says, finally nice and warm again. Tanya, happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Belkis has 3 days to go. Susan, as usual, in South Florida, has got a couple of degrees on us. Where we are here in Central Florida. Right now it's 69, but it's on the way up to 79. If the sky is any indication of what we have in store for us today, it's going to be a beautiful day. Heather's going to be at Animal Kingdom tomorrow. That is great. I hope you have a good visit. I can see that the Characters in Flight balloon is up in the air again. Sue has 65 in Ocala. I want to thank you for watching. Also on YouTube, thank you for that. Janet says, definitely get your steps in at Disney Spring. This is true. Actually, I didn't check how many I started with. I didn't have a lot when I came here. Let's see what it looks like now. We're up to 1,700. Not bad. Salt and straw. Let's see what we got here. Some limited edition flavors. Chocolate almond gold bar. Cake batter chocolate fudge. Chocolate toasted buttermilk torte. Classic. We've got caramel, vanilla, gooey brownie, honey lavender. Olive oil. That's one I have not tried before. Hey Bruce, happy Valentine's Day to you in Sacramento, California. Hope your fog clears. Thank you for watching on YouTube. John says, never too early for ice cream. I like the way you think, John. It's milk. Basically, it's protein. Donna, Jackie, Tanya, hello to you. The Pele Soccer Store. Candy cauldron up here to the right, probably going to be a popular spot, as well as the ganachery, and I'm sure the pastry shop as well. Probably will do an especially booming business today. Pam, first Disney holiday was 30 years ago next month. This was downtown Disney back at the time. Pam asked if Disney Quest is here no longer. Disney Quest closed quite a few years ago. It was the NBA experience for a while. It didn't last too long. And now it's under construction and at some point will reopen as Level 99, which is a entertainment, dining, escape room, kind of adult arcade-ish sort of place. Don't have an opening date to the best of my knowledge, but they have been hiring people. You can definitely see they have been building out on the front. What's likely to be some sort of signage there as well. Vera says, granddaughter's dance troupe from Woodstock, Ontario performed 10 years ago. That's great. I bet that was a good experience. Karen says, love the improv show. Those are the days of Pleasure Island. I'm always so impressed by the people who perform improvisation. They're just extremely talented. Bridget said, we'll always be downtown Disney. Understand. For some people, it's always going to be the MGM studios as opposed to Hollywood studios. It's okay. Michael says, misses the improv group as well. Peggy said the old Disney Quest in Chicago became a Dave & Buster's. And so it seemed like that was an experiment that Disney played with to see if they could create entertainment centers outside of their big presences in California and Florida. Didn't really work out as expected, but you never know. Disney does try new things, and sometimes those things work. Maybe try a cruise ship, or maybe try a Broadway show. Sometimes those things do well. Karen says, miss the MGM water tower with the mouse ears. That was fun. Robert asked if this is the bridge to the old Pleasure Island. It is indeed. And the folks up in the air are getting a nice long ride up there. Doesn't look like too many folks. Mitchell asked about favorite Disney Springs restaurant. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It'd be hard to pick one. I would say at the top of my list would be the Boathouse as well as Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Chicken Guy is also a lot of fun for something quick, relatively inexpensive. Robert asked how stable the balloon is. Looks like it sways a little bit. Because it's tethered, it does have some impact from the wind, where if you were in a typical hot air balloon that is not tethered, it just sort of takes you where the wind goes. And my couple experiences when I've done that have been very, very smooth. I've got a honeymooning couple or soon-to-be married couple. It's very fun. Congratulations to them. Heather is voting for Summer House. Tracy said Splitsville, surprisingly good. Gary says, I loved it when they had the jazz club. Yeah, there were a lot of very fun places here back in the day. Still a lot of good places as well. Hello, Robert, I think from the Netherlands. Thank you for being here. Joan loved Disney Quest, best for rainy days. Pirate ship battle simulation, I remember that. Stacy asked if I'm going to be getting any cookies from Gideon's today. I think I've admitted before on this broadcast that Gideon's cookies are one of my favorites, like any favorite food product of all. And it's probably to my benefit that the line is usually so long and I'm not willing to wait in it. But if there's a short line, which I think is very unlikely, I may stick it out. It'd be a good Valentine's Day treat, I think. Iona Erla sandwich. Oh, very good. The holiday turkey is like Thanksgiving on a bun. Incredibly good. Heather says one cookie can last her for days. You have a lot more self-control than I do. Good for you. All right, let's see how far the Gideon's line stretches. Does it wrap all the way around past Morimoto? Looks like indeed it does. Yeah, that's a line right there. Dolan family, hello to you on YouTube, says it's always going to be Disney Village. Wine Bar George, great food, incredible wine selection, including some rather pricey wines that you can actually get by the glass, which is not something you see very often, but when you have wine in your name, you know they're going to do wine right. Sue says the Gideon's line way too long. Jody's a fan of Edison for lunch. Good. Heather said City Works Courthouse is good. Like the car just came out of the water. Robert, I like how you think. Should just tell the people at Gideon's I have a lightning lane. Actually, if I could buy a lightning lane for Gideon's, I hate to say it, I hate for Disney to hear such a thing, but I might pay for that. I think I've told the story where once I was in the mood for a Gideon's cookie, and I calculated it was quicker for me to drive to the location in Orlando, driving well past the one here, which is very close, so that I just didn't have to wait in the humongous line. Joshua, hello to you. Lisa said went to Disney Quest right before they closed. Daughter had graduated and loved it. Aaron, Bake Shop. Elmer on YouTube says loves the Gideon cookies. Jennifer is a fan of Disney Springs. And she went to Orlando, always had to stop. It's a great place to come, especially if you've got you come in sort of in a half-day mode, or you're leaving in a half-day mode here. Instead of hanging out at the airport, you can hang out here. Don't have to pay for admission. Lots of food choices. Definitely a taste of Disney fun. Paddlefish straight ahead. To the best of my knowledge, they still not cracked the crime caper where someone came in scuba gear and stole the cash from the safe at Paddlefish. I'm certainly no criminologist, but for someone to be able to know how to do that, knows where the cameras were and blocked them out, security cameras. Interesting caper. Sounds like an inside job, but what do I know? Donna went to Orlando Gideon's because she could pre-order. Yes, very smart. All right, T-Rex here. Very fun place. You can get a icy, some good stuff. Seafood and food for carnivores. Rudy says agrees on the inside job. Christy says, overdue for a trip to Disney. Hope you get to make your visit soon. Pam has 9 days to go. That's great. John asks, can you get Disney pins delivered every month? John, this is an incredibly insightful and important question. And I'm glad that you brought it up. And because you did, you have won an award. The award's my undying appreciation. But yes, it is truly possible. And I'll tell you how. If you'd like to get a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every single month, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. Tanya says the icy sounds good. Peggy says, can't wait to move up there. If you are relocating, I hope it goes well. Lego shop up here on our right. I'll share with you an I remember moment. I remember back in the day when they had sort of open tables with Lego pieces. And maybe that was a pre-COVID thing. I can imagine it was like a germ transmission central. John, thanks for putting the link to the World of Walt store. I'll get a link to the Pin of the Month Club as well as the t-shirt shop and Magical Countdown calendar. Still have a few of those left if anyone is interested. Bruce, no t-shirt news. Probably going to stick with current inventory for a while. Been focusing my attention on the Pin of the Month Club and some other items that may be coming down the road. So hang in there. John says, all these years later, still miss bongos. Gloria Estefan restaurant, which is on the location now, served by the Summer House. Heather says, definitely this springtime t-shirt for next trip. Straight ahead is the Rainforest Cafe with a Lava Lounge. Carol says, using the countdown calendar, 116 days to go. That is awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Hope that it's helping to build some excitement for your upcoming trip. Oh yeah, Gary says paddlefish was Fulton's, and before that it was Empress Lily. I remember those days. That was a big draw for the original Disney Village. Peggy says, what's a Lava Lounge? Well, actually take a look here. It is a bar, pretty well stocked bar. It has tables right on the water where you can look out and see what's going on. So you can see Lava Lounge right now. Maybe a little early for it to be open. I can see one of the cars over here. It's looking a little lopsided. With 3, I guess maybe it tilts a bit. Very fun. Helen says, what is it? Empress Lily back in the 1970s. Good for you. That faux ship on the water has a long history here. Don says, how about some Dole Whip with booze? I like the way you're thinking. Peggy says, cool part of the Rainforest Cafe. Janet says, love taking the boat from the resort to Disney Springs. Marianne sees the rainforest. Carrie says, isn't this where Chef Mickey's was? Actually, this was up where the tea shop is now, or the spice shop. All right. Goofy's Candy Company and the Rap-O-Matic. Janet says, ate at the Empress Lily several times. I remember they had kind of a New Orleans like jazz band there at one point, which was fun. Anna's got 100 days to celebrate her dad's retirement. How exciting. Hope you have a wonderful trip. says it was son's station when he was on the Disney College program. Very cool. All right, Disney Days of Christmas straight ahead. Let's stop in and take a look. Susan, happy Valentine's Day. See some of the Christmas ornaments. It's kind of a fun one. You can put a picture in it. There's a Mickey and a Minnie Walt Disney World 2026. I like that one. And it lights up too. Very fun. Christina says a gorgeous day for strolling at Disney Springs. That it is. Elmer, Merry Christmas to you. May I be one of the first to wish you a Merry Christmas in 2026. These ear hat ornaments are a lot of fun too. Terry, good morning to you and happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for sharing the broadcast. Appreciate it when you do that. Great way to get the word out. I always think these glass ornaments have a long way to travel home in so many cases, but I know that Disney does do a good job of packing them up well. Tanya says, likes that Mickey and Minnie light up ornament. Carol's a fan of the Christmas story. It's Pooh and Piglet. How fun is that? Here's a better look right here. Julie says it's a fun store. Robert says wife's favorite location. I can understand why. Forever Big Things on YouTube. Hello to you from Dallas and a happy Valentine's Day to you. Janet said she and her husband ate at the Empress Lily and never had a bad meal. That's good to hear. Lori said her ornament made it home to North Dakota in the suitcase. Glad to hear that. Diane says took her daughter to have breakfast with Mickey in downtown Disney. Sounds like a good memory. The old fireplace here in the Disney Days of Christmas store. Always operational. Very fun. Bonnie, good morning to you. Deborah says so many ornaments. Needs more. Can never have too many, right? Can always rotate them around. Here's a fun ornament. Here's a Chip and Dale.
Thank you.
Janet, happy Valentine's Day to you and Deborah as well. All right, we continue on our Grand Circle tour. Brian, good morning to you. Someone said this looks like a good time to visit Disney Springs. Sorry, your name scrolled by too quickly. Yeah, when you come early in the morning, it's not empty, but it's certainly not crowded like it is later in the day and in the evening. John says, like and share the broadcast. Thank you for that. Brian says, misses the Wolfgang Puck. There was a quick service Wolfgang Puck, and there's the current Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, more of a sit-down upscale place. I do miss the old Wolfgang Puck as well. but I like the new one. It's just more expensive. The Sea of Monsters is calling Disney, Percy Jackson, and the Olympians. Can't say I've taken that one in, but it looks adventurous. Missy, 41 days to go and a cruise. Good for you. Paula says, decorate a Christmas tree with ornaments from Disney. That sounds fun. John says, the Disney Springs mornings are chill. Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely much more of a laid back. People are still easing into their day. Not crazy crowd. Crazy crowded. Peggy says, not a fan of that series. Okay, good to know. I've not seen it. Maybe I won't invest too much time in it. Okay, I might not invest any time in it. We were talking about the old Wolfgang Puck place, which is now Eat by Manette Chauhan, I believe. Indian food, which is, I think, kind of fun that Disney is expanding with a lot more options. Alan says, what about Ghirardelli? We were going to go past one of the changes that's happened over the many years that makes me so sad, is that Ghirardelli chocolate no longer passes out free samples. Anytime you can put free and chocolate in the same sentence, and it's something more than a dream, it's a good thing, but no longer. So I think Chef Mickey's used to be this spice and tea exchange. Maybe someone can check me on that one. And here to our left is the Earl sandwich. As I mentioned, the holiday turkey sandwich is like Thanksgiving on a bun with turkey and stuffing and gravy. Even though I'm not the biggest gravy fan, it is amazingly good. See the pin trading store over here to the right? I've spent a few times visiting this store. Okay, I visited this store a bazillion times. Always fun to see the Donald and Daisy. Donald's looking a little grumpy, even though he's got a pretty amazing pin collection. Although it's still one with the backer cards that had the Mickey ears on it. Sort of fun. Once Upon a Toy. Rudy says, no gravy on the sandwich. Oh, really? I thought there was. I probably have it wrong. Well, that's okay, because I'm not a big gravy person anyway. Mary Martin loves Earl sandwich. Pamela's voting for Ghirardelli and Earl. We'll walk through the shop here and go into Trendy. Always fun to see how they've outfitted the stores here. Looks like they are on point for Valentine's Day. Robert said could spend some hours here at Disney Springs. Oh, Rudy says Menta does not like gravy on a sandwich. I see. Okay, I got you. John said the Earl sandwich in Branson, not the same. And you know, one time I saw an Earl sandwich at a Turnpike rest stop of all places. I might have that wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's true. Like, yeah, not the same. I think just something being on Disneyland elevates it a couple notches. Maybe it's just that you're in a good mood, or that the people who work here have been trained or maybe absorbed some of the magic. Mickey Mouse Club, that's fun. Looks like a Mickey Mouse Club guitar. How about that, huh? Price tag. Buffy says, bought so many things over the years. Hey, you can't take it with you, right? Keith says, Earl sandwich as a rest stop on I-95 in Maryland. Interesting. Always interesting to check out the co-op. There's one in the CBG airport. I think that's Covington, if I remember right. And I don't think there's gravy on the sandwich. Branson Earl sandwich isn't nearly as good. Yeah, I can get it. Now check out this hat. It's pretty fun. It's nicely embroidered. Very classic designs. 1971. Lake Buena Vista. Susan says, just got her pin of the month. Susan, you are very welcome. Thanks for being a member of the club. Appreciate that. Kathy says, love the store. Cousin spent a lot of time there. Yeah, it's interesting that it was designed to be very flexible. You can even see if you look down beneath the racks that they're on wheels. So it's very easy to move things around, swap things in and out. Almost meant to be a place where Disney could experiment with different ideas. Debbie, hello to you. I'm glad you made it as well. Mitchell says, Lake Buena Vista, name haven't heard in a long time. Oh, wow. Chrysalu jewelry, I think. Seems like a very popular spot. So much that there's this mega line here. The Disney Drop Shop. All right. Never heard of it. Oh my goodness. This line for the jewelry is stretching all the way back towards Ghirardelli. Wow. Whatever that jewelry is, it's popular.
Okay.
All right, Ghirardelli straight ahead. Someone's going to have to fill me in on what Chrysalu jewelry is all about. Mitchell says that must be some really popular jewelry. I agree. Sue says that's a long line. Belkis as well. John says, are they giving something away? I don't think so. They're giving away a hole in your bank account, maybe. All right, World of Disney straight ahead. I think we'll pop in there. Oh, Alan says, how about a hot fudge sundae? That is some good stuff. Ice cream there is really good. Debbie says, looks pretty empty for now. Relatively speaking, yes. It'll certainly become more busy as the day marches on. Emily says, really pretty, not super expensive, very good. John says, you think it's Valentine's Day or something? I guess jewelry will be a hot seller today. Robert says, loves the pins but can't make it to Disney. Robert, that kind of sounds like a veiled request for a shameless plug. Well, I'm gonna go with that and give you the award of my undying appreciation. If you or anyone you know would like a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every single month, including as a great Valentine's Day gift, although it won't get there today, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. Bruce says the line is for all the guys who have not yet purchased their Valentine's Day gift. So in this latest rendition of the World of Disney store, there are only 2 checkout areas. So there's always a line to some extent, but there are so many different checkout stations and cast members that normally moves pretty quickly. And I think there's much less a risk that you'll have the herb effect, which is you get in whatever line moves the slowest and takes the longest, like at the grocery store. So that's good. Some fun Disney merch here. Susan says, just looked up Chris Lou jewelry. That line is full of rich people. That's funny. Okay, so that tells me it's out of my budget range. Robert says, can you still get your shopping sent back to your hotel? That's a good question. You know, that because the service has been on and off. I am not sure that happens anymore. So if someone has, in the past few years, successfully been able to ship some of their purchases of Disney merchandise back to a Disney resort, let me know. I think not, but maybe. Lots of pink and red on display here today. I guess it makes sense. Got the fluffy and the cuddly up here.
Where'd you buy at Lego?
Arlene says, no, you can't. I think that's on the shipping gifts back. So Sue said, not anymore. Lori says, do not ship to your hotel, and they do not ship to your home. You have to go to another area. Good to know. Susan said the shirts here are fun. They certainly have a very big collection. Lisa says they have a marquee sign jewelry that people want and other special Disney jewelry at the trunk shelf, not sold in the Disney stores. Very interesting. Ted says maybe the new CEO will restore that service. Josh tomorrow, I think, has probably been receiving miles-long wish lists. Interesting thing is, though, that he's been in charge of the parks and resorts for some time. So I'm sure that whoever takes over his previous job will have new ideas. But if he really wanted something to happen in the parks and resorts, he already had the full leadership capability to make it happen. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, I've got to imagine that Amorette's is going to be a very popular place today. It's like it's not open quite yet. Poutine is not open either. Both are good things. Oh, I see. Cake decorating experience in progress. We're opening up at 11. Mickey and Friends dome cakes. Character dome cakes available for pre-order. Looks like fun. John says Amorette's is great. It's been quite a long time since I've made a purchase there. Or maybe investment is a better word. Keith says, lots of food in my future today. Very possible. It seems like all I'm talking about is eating things. Poutine, excellent choice. Gerald said the cake decorating's a blast. That sounds like fun. I didn't even know that happened. Sounds like a good way to spend an early morning decorating a cake. Jeff taking the dog to the vet. I hope the dog doesn't know the way and starts to react like 4 blocks away, but usually they do. I hope it goes well for both of you. John says, so many distinct areas here at Disney Springs. Very true. Lots of good options. White Pig over here to the left. Very popular barbecue spot. Although personally I prefer Four Rivers, but also a good choice. Lime Garage over here to the left. Tanya says, making her hungry, hasn't had breakfast. Sometimes that's my job. A fun place to stop up here is the Love Pop card store. They have amazingly designed greeting cards, which are pricey but much more intricate and involved than the ones you'll see in the Hallmark aisle at the local grocery store. Judy is arriving tomorrow. Can't wait. I hope you have a wonderful time. Mitchell said Polite Pig, good, but noisy. Okay, so since it's Valentine's Day and since it's a day of plenty of cards, let's just peek in the window here. Oh, there's a Beauty and the Beast inspired card. There's an Up inspired card, which makes perfect sense. There's a Wall-E inspired card. Traditional Valentine's Day messages, including a couple with Stitch. I love you a lot. It's like maybe little mini cards. Very fun. Key says, AKA Herb hasn't gotten a Valentine's Day card. No, I did. Check. Flowers, check. John says loves the Love Pop store. Uses them all the time. They really are nice. Definitely a luxury item, but very unique. Wonderfully crafted. Kendra Scott over here. More jewelry. And they have a customization lab. Deborah says, was here in 2014. It looked like nothing like this. Now it's amazing. This area has certainly undergone a incredible transformation. Bigger and better, very up to date. So many shopping and dining options now. And it's fun just to walk around. It still has those Disney touches of magic. He says, give out Love Pop when want to do a unique card. I have 20 of them in reserve. Wow, good for you. You have like made a Love Pop investment. Very, very good. I'm going to walk by Blaze Pizza. Blaze Pizza, you are a favorite of mine. Well, we're talking about favorite Disney Springs places. I actually didn't even say that, and shame on me, because I think the pizza there is incredible. Tanya says, spending Valentine's Day with fur babies. That sounds like fun. Shane, happy Valentine's Day to you. Have the Guest Relations Welcome Center, where we have some friendly cast members in plaid. Always good. Valerie's a Blaze fan. Keith says there's a Blaze in Maryland. I wonder if it's like Earl Sandwich. Is a Blaze pizza that's not on Disney property as good as the one here on Disney property? I think the consensus was Earl Sandwich, not on Disney property, not as good as the ones on Disney property. Deluxe Burger. I've eaten there several times. Good stuff. Don says, who has the best burger at Disney Springs? It may be Deluxe. Potentially one of the more expensive burgers as well. This is not like a fast food handed to you through the drive-through window sort of place. This is sort of upscale, premium stuff. Fries are good too. Debbie says there's a Blaze in Daytona. Phyllis is a fan. Ellen, happy Valentine's Day to you. At the Disney Ticket Center over here to the left. Great for those people who are spending sort of a half day here and want to take care of their purchases before getting to the park in the morning. Which is a good idea, I'd say. John's down for some Deluxe. Marie, 25th anniversary on Happy Valentine's Day. Wonderful, happy wedding anniversary to you, and happy Valentine's Day to you. Art Smith's Homecoming restaurant straight ahead with Morimoto Asia in the background. You can see the springs here. Greg says 24th anniversary is on Monday. Congratulations, Greg. That's an amazing accomplishment. Good for you. Looks like maybe the Gideon's cookie line is not stretching out past the end of Morimoto. A little hard to tell, though. Shane, hope you have a great weekend as well. Mark from Wisconsin, hello to you. We are at Disney Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Shopping, dining, and entertainment district, where we have taken a Grand Circle tour. If you're just joining, you can always check out the replay on Facebook, at least for the next 30 days, as well as on YouTube. Rudy says no gators. Yeah, you know, my rule is always if it is a natural body of water in Florida, there is a gator living there. This is not a natural body of water. And they probably have a gator patrol to ensure that the gators don't take up residence. Heather says, thanks for the fun tour. Heather, you are welcome. Appreciate your being here with me and joining me today. Always a nice view here of Planet Hollywood with the springs in the front. Looks like a few people have tossed some coins in. Jody headed to Iowa today for some shopping, gambling, and eating. Sounds like it's going to be a fun day. Karen says a relaxing stroll. Thank you so much. Susan says loves the walks. Thanks, Susan. Appreciate your being here, being a part of it.
I had a coworker.
He says loves the tour today. Reminds me of why he needs to make some reservations. I think I can smell the steaks cooking at STK. All right, we're going to wrap things up by, we did make the full circle tour. We're going to wrap things up by walking in here between Chef Art Smith's Homecoming and Morimoto Asia, and I will spy the line at Gideon, and it will probably deter me. I think I already have some people enjoying their lunch here, and it looks pretty good. Cindy, thank you so much. I appreciate your being here. Robert says, thanks for the walk, a nice change. I appreciate that. Sometimes people inspire me to try some different things. I always enjoy visiting the parks, but it's fun to visit other places as well. And here at Disney Springs, great place. All right, the last thing we're going to do is make our way to the end of the line at Gideon's.
Hey, we're still within.
Just to see what it looks like. And I'm not even sure if that's just the wait standby line or if that's the line after you get a text. I don't know if they're doing texts anymore. Deborah says, was marvelous. Thank you so much. Stephen asked, how many steps now? Good question, Stephen. Let's see. Oops. Ending step count. Sometimes it takes a second to update. 4,400 steps. So I'd say at least 4,000 steps in today. A good way towards the sometimes goal of 10,000. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It was fun chatting with you as always. Talking about favorite places and weather and all the fun things we discuss here in the World of Walleye broadcast. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for the shares, which are a great way to get the word out. And I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day, a great weekend, and a great week ahead. And until next time, God bless.